One useful way to communicate the results of a subroutine or function is to create a message box. In this movie, I will show you how to do exactly that. The code that we're going to use is in the display messages code module, so I'll double-click that in the navigation pane. My code module called display messages has two variables defined. Those are the string response variable and the currency price variable. Now let's say that I want to create a message box and just assign a text string as its prompt. To do that, I can click in the white space above the end substatement and then type message box, MSG, BOX, all one term, a space, then double quote, and the prompt. And I'll just say the price is $14.95, and double quote, and a down arrow key. Now, when I press F5 to run the code, I get a message box indicating exactly that. The price is $14.95. Now let's suppose that I want to use a string variable as the prompt for a message box. In other words, the text that is displayed within the message box. To do that, I can give myself a little space to work and then type str response equal, and then I can retype the text I have below and assign that to the string variable. So double quote, the price is $14.95, and then a double quote. Now, down in the message box line, instead of the text, I can type string response, and then when I press F5 to run the code, it still says the price is $14.95, but clicking OK to go back, it happened indirectly. In other words, if I change this variable to say the price is $12.95 and then press F5 to run the code, that's what it displays. You're not limited to working with a single variable when you create a string that will be used as the prompt for a message box. You can do what's called concatenating multiple values together. So let's say that I want to have the price in the currency price variable and then concatenate that with the response string variable. First, I will click to the left of the string response variable and then press enter twice to give myself some room to work. Now I'm going to assign the value of $14.95 to the price variable. So CUR, equal, and then 14.95. Now I'm going to edit the definition of the string response variable so that it says the price is a space and then a $sign. Now I'm going to use the right arrow key to move outside of the double quote marks and then type an ampersand. The ampersand means and that's what we're doing. We are combining one string or one value with another value. I have the value $14.95 assigned to the price variable, so I will type CUR, PRICE, a space, then an ampersand, then double quotes so that I could start typing another string, a period, and then another double quote. So what I have is the price is a $sign, followed by the value of the current price variable, followed by a period. So now when I press F5, I get the string that says the price is $14.95. If I were to edit the price so that it read $13.95 and then press F5, the message box's prompt reflects that change. Message boxes are fairly straightforward, but there are some things about them that you can change. So for example, let's say that I wanted to add a title to the title bar of a message box, or I wanted to add buttons. For a message box, to add a title, the first thing you need to do is to click to the right of whatever you have as your prompt, and it doesn't matter if it's in double quotes or if it is in parentheses, which I'll show you how to do later. Then type a comma, and then you can tell Access the type of message box you want to create by adding buttons to it. The default is simply to display a button that says OK, but you have quite a few other options. The one that I like to use a lot is called Yes No, and that is the next to last one in the list. So if I click VB Yes No and then press Tab, that will be the message box style for this message box. Then type a comma, and then the last argument that I'll talk about is the title. So if I want to add a title other than Microsoft Access to the title bar, I can type a double quote and type in, say, extended price. So with that, I can press the down arrow, and then when I press F5 to run the code, we get a message box with the title, extended price, the prompt as before, $13.95, and then either a yes button or a no button. I don't have any logic hooked up to the buttons, so I can click either yes or no, and the box will simply disappear. But let's say that I do want to do something with it. Let's say that I want to create an if-then statement that indicates that if the user clicks yes, we'll say the price is final. To do that, I need to use the message box's button click as input for an if-then statement. And the way that you do that is to click to the left of the message box statement, then type if, then go over to the right of message box, and before the prompt, type a left parentheses, and then after your final argument for the message box, in this case, that's the title of extended price, type a right parentheses. Then you need to type in the condition. So you can either have a button click being VB yes or VB no. It's simply VB, which stands for Visual Basic, followed by the name of the button. So type an equal sign, then VB yes, and you see an autocomplete list of buttons that are available to you. Press Tab, then type then, and press Enter. Now you can tell Access what to do if the yes button is clicked. So I'll press Enter again and press Tab to offset my code to the right to indicate that it's happening within another command. And I'll display a message box with the prompt, OK, the price is final, period, and then a double quote mark. Press Enter twice, backspace to move back, and then type end if. So now when I press F5, Access indicates the price is $13.95, and if I click yes, I get another message box indicating that, OK, the price is final. Now if I run the code again and click no, I see the price is $13.95, click no. There is no logic that reacts when the no button is clicked, so the routine simply ends. Message boxes are simple but surprisingly versatile tools. You'll find lots of uses for them when you write and debug your VBA code.